Hello, friends. In this episode, I would like to talk briefly about money and investments. I would like to share basic insights. First of all, you should have a winner's mindset to make money. That's one thing. Not only in money, but in all aspects of life, you should be the best in whatever you do it, and you must focus on your passionate areas to succeed. Secondly, and making money is not an easy thing. It's very tough and very challenging. But you should have a lot of patience. You should have a very long horizon, and you must be willing to take risks. And not to take a risk is also a risk. You can't play safe every time, but you need to take a risk. So the precisely not to take a risk is also a risk. So you need to take a risk. First of all, life itself is a very risky game. Anything can happen. If you look at my own case, I had my own challenges. Especially, I had more of failures than successes. I had a brain stroke in the year 2021. For the last 5 years, I have health challenges, but I am gradually recovering. So life is challenging and life is very tough and very complicated. And what happens next that we can't predict. So at the same time, you have to be very positive. So that and you should have very positive mindset. You should have winners mindset, so that you will be able to succeed. Not only that success, you must be in a position to add value and impact positively. So this is briefly about philosophical perspective, and I published 55 books, including the best-selling book titled "See the Light in You," for which His Holiness Dalai Lama has written a foreword. I made my debut as a non-fiction author in the year around 16 years back. I made my debut as a non-fiction author, and I I published books in different genre like education, teaching, training, and then gender, and then I also wrote a memoir which is yet to be published. Now I'm exploring philosophy. So like this different areas I entered. Why? Because basically I don't have any guide, I don't have any coach, I don't have a mentor. So these are all my challenges, and I published 50 books within a span of 16 years, and COVID struck, and 5 years I am not able to type and I am not able to eat with my right hand. These are all the challenges. If I had not had a stroke, probably I could have completed uh, 8 more books, but things went wrong. But it's okay. The good news is that I survived from my stroke, and I'm getting back to my feet gradually. So when we talk about money and investments, as life is fragile and life is volatile, so you should be very resilient, and you have to keep moving and keep rocking. And people, everyone strives for financial independence, and of course I am at to achieve my financial independence. I am already 62 years. I am at to reach the financial independence. It's because I I focused I focused on the education of my two sons, and I was into non-profit and other things. I did it so because of that reasons. And secondly, this health is a dampener, so I am trying to get back to my feet, and I am trying to achieve financial independence. So now there are different ways of making money, but you should make money in a ethical way and a right way, so that you can leave everlasting impact. And you should achieve financial independence, because what happens when you have financial independence, you will have confidence and you can lead your life peacefully. You can avoid dependency. So you have to achieve financial independence, so, which I lacked. So hopefully I will achieve my financial independence. Secondly, age is just a number. I am 62 years old. But when you look at Colonel Sanders, he had lots of setbacks, but he founded KFC and became successful. So age is just a number. He was a military veteran. I am also an Indian Air Force veteran. So you should be very positive, and as long as you have a good health, and if you have the positivity, you can make money, you can lead your life comfortably. And when we talk about money and investments, you can invest in the stock market, you can invest into real estate. So that you should have a diversified portfolio, like a little bit of real estate, little bit in stock market, mutual funds, commodities, FD. Then you should have emergency fund of minimum three to 6 months you should have, so that you can you can meet any eventuality. So this is how you can have a diversified portfolio. Even if one areas are not doing good, average you can get the decent returns of around 12%. There are people they get 24%. Also, some people they get much more than that. Then it depends upon various other factors. When we look at this Iran war, the geopolitics have played the crucial role, and markets have bottomed. It's very tough time. So what you should do is you should be very rational. You should be mindful, and you should not be emotional when you make investments. So these are all my observations based on my years of experience. And you can go for a small cap, mid cap, and large cap. And if you can go for my research shows that if you invest in lump sum, that gives slightly better returns than SIPs. But SIPs are safe bet because you can average the things and you can get returns. Constantly you can put money and you will get money. So it's a kind of passive income. If you are working from the day job, like it's morning 9 to 5, so you can invest into mutual funds and stock markets, and you can do your work. If you are a very aggressive investor and if you have money, then you can put little bit of money and you can play a game and you become an investor. So everybody can't become a Charlie Munger, and everybody can't become a Warren Buffett, but you can strive to be an investor. And there are people who are entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs means they take heavy risk and they are totally involved, whereas investors means they put money and they play the game. So people have different attitudes and ideas, and different people have different strokes. So this is my philosophy. So depending upon your area of expertise, your risk taking appetite, and all these things you have to keep in your mind so that you can make money. So I request you to consider subscribing to my channel and sharing with your networks. With gratitude.